Right, we're finally in Google Tag Manager. This is our new account, a new container called Implementation UserEngage, where we will include all the tags, triggers, and variables that we will need throughout the implementation of UserEngage on the website. So we will connect three things: Google Tag Manager, our UserEngage app. It's a brand new app. There's no data inside. If the interface of the application is a little bit different than what you experience in your application, this is all right. This is because I'm recording this on a beta version of the new app, so that there might be some small differences in how the system looks like. But the general idea should be the same. You should have no problems at all when following this tutorial. And the last thing that we need to connect is, of course, our website. Here's an example WooCommerce website. As you can see, it has different products, all the standard e-commerce functionalities. Do not worry if your website is not an e-commerce. It doesn't matter. In this tutorial, I'm not going to approach this website from a strictly e-commerce perspective. So everything that you can see and what I will talk about is universal and can be implemented on any website. So the first thing that I have to do is to make sure that my Google Tag Manager, this container, has been implemented on my website. So I go to Inspect and I go Command F and tag Google Tag Manager. As you can see, my Google Tag Manager container is here, so I can move forward with the implementation. So this is the first thing that you need to ask your developers to do, to implement Google Tag Manager on the website and give you all the permissions for the Tag Manager account. You can see the implementation code here. I've implemented this Tag Manager here because it's a WooCommerce, so using a plugin, but you don't have to worry about that. Basically, you can just ask the developer to do it for you, or if you have a plugin, you can do it with a plugin. There's one other thing that you can do. If you cannot persuade the developer to implement UserEngage at the beginning of the implementation, you can sort of simulate this implementation. You just have to download a Analytics Pros plugin for Chrome, and it will allow you to simulate an implementation of a given container on a certain website. So here I have Saturn.de, it's a German electronics shop. So I sort of faked an implementation of my Tag Manager container here. It's a different container than the one I've shown you before. And what you can see is that I have this debugger mode already on. There's a tag for UserEngage here, and even though I don't have access to this website, I already have UserEngage implemented on it. Only I can see this container. So this only works in my browser, but it helps you try to implement it and test all the automations on the website live. However, what I would suggest for you to do is to first watch the entire tutorial, make a list of all the things that you will need the developer to implement for you. And at the end, when you watch the entire thing, then go to the developer and say, hey, I need this, this, and that. And there should be no problem with that. All right, so we can start with the implementation. Now we're going to perform the basic implementation of the tool. That means that we're going to paste a basic script of UserEngage on our website. So how do we do that? We go to userengage.com, resources, integrations, then custom script. We copy the script, go back to Tag Manager, create a new tag. We'll call it UserEngage Basic Implementation. And we're going to choose custom HTML because this is not any default tag. We're pasting it here, and the only thing we have to do is find our API key. All we have to do is go to our application, go to Settings and Integrations, and here's my key. All right, I just copied and pasted here. All right, done. Now I have to select some advanced settings. The first one is tag firing priority. I'll set a high tag firing priority because we always want the tag because we always want UserEngage basic implementation to be triggered first before other events or other elements of UserEngage implementation. Otherwise, if we first send in, for example, an event and only then the basic implementation, the event will not work. The next thing I want to do is set tag firing options for once per page. I do not want to paste the widget on our website several times, so only once per page. Now choose the trigger, all pages, and that's it. I can save this tag. Now I'm going to enter a preview mode so that I can see how my integration works live. So this is not yet published. I'm not just now sort of in a debug mode. I'll refresh the page, and as you can see, here's the debug window. Here's my tag, basic implementation. Let's see. Oh yes, and the tag works. UserEngage is implemented on this page successfully. I can go to my app, to the people section, and see there's this user that I am here. I can enter his profile, and as I can see, it's Safari, so all the data checks. So this is the basic implementation. Now all the scripts, all the automations, all the things that you do inside your app will work on your website. The only thing missing is user authentication, which we will cover in the next part of this tutorial.